Hey, and welcome back to the 5 Attributes of A Players free video training course brought to you by Uncover Your A Game. I, of course, am Jon Lee, your guide and host, and this is video number 4. We're almost done, guys. Congratulations for getting 80% through these training videos. Today we're going to be talking about what I consider to be the most important attribute of A players. This is really important, so be sure to watch, take notes, give us a like, and leave a comment if you have any questions or anything doesn't make sense. In our previous video, we looked at the secret formula for charisma that A players use to communicate the right way, communicating strength and warmth. In this video, we're going to be looking at what I believe to be the most important attribute of A players, course correcting. So what is course correcting? Have you ever heard the textbook definition of insanity? I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but it's something like doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. A players are not insane by the textbook definition. They understand the power of not making the same mistakes over and over and over again. You'd be amazed at how many clients have been doing the same marketing, the same social media, the same ways of putting their resume out online over and over and over, and expecting that magically through luck or karma, or honestly I don't know, something was going to change. It's not going to change. You have to make it change. Course correction is about making changes and tweaks to make sure you make different mistakes and get closer and closer to success. Why is course correcting important? It's important because if you keep doing the same things, you will continue to get the same results. Let that sink in for a second. If you continue to do the same things in your business, if you continue to do the same things in your job search, if you continue to do the same things at work as you try to climb the corporate ladder, you will continue to get the same results. Oftentimes, students of mine will object to course correcting by saying something like, "It doesn't feel like it's me." To which I always reply, does being unsuccessful feel like being yourself? Do you right now, feeling like yourself, feel like you're the most successful, powerful, productive, and valuable version of yourself that you can be to the world? The answer is yes, then by all means, you don't need to course correct, and I should probably try to find your seminar. But chances are you're not. And if you don't course correct, you will fall behind and waste time, money, and effort that could have been saved if you had just made some small changes, tried a couple different things, done a little bit of things that didn't quite feel so intuitive or natural or like you. So how do you course correct? There are a million ways. I come up with thousands of ways to course correct over the course of the year for myself and my clients, but I'm going to share with you my 3 favorite ways so that I don't run the video length of this series to 1,000,000 hours. I know you're busy, you have massive action to be taking, right? As I mentioned in video number 2. So my favorite strategy for course correction is tracking and testing. You have to track all of your strategies, whether you're looking for a job, you can track different types of resumes, you can track different sites, you can track going there versus calling, or running a Fortune 100 company. As I always tell clients, people lie, and not even on purpose. It's not like people set out to lie. It's just that people lie and data doesn't. Track and test everything you do. Second, doing the opposite, or as I like to call it, the Costanza. I'm dating myself a little bit here, but when I was growing up, I was a huge fan of the show Seinfeld, and in one of the episodes, George Costanza, who's kind of the loser, always ends up, with things not going right for him, ne'er-do-well. He decided he was going to do the opposite of everything, and within the episode, he ended up with a smoking hot girlfriend and a new job at the New York Yankees. The idea here is to try the opposite of whatever strategy isn't working, and again, within reason. You obviously don't want to decide that greeting your clients isn't working, so you're going to start cursing them out. Though, that was a successful strategy for a restaurant called Dick's Last Resort, which you can Google, where they do curse you out and talk trash to you, and they have many locations in California and Nevada. So even that can work. Number 3, continuing education. A lot of business owners and recent grads think they know it all. They like to be the smartest guy in the room. This is a terrible idea. Don't let this be you. All of the most successful people I know, and I'm talking people who own Fortune 100 companies, millionaires, and even a couple billionaires that I've interviewed as part of the A Player podcast, know the importance of continuing education and spend thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for continuing education for themselves and their organizations. Don't ever get complacent. The more you learn, the more options you have, the more opportunities open for you to course correct and become more successful. So let's recap. In this video, I went really deep on the idea of course correcting because, in my opinion, it's the most single important attribute of A players. The world is full of hard workers. There are people who work hard digging ditches and selling knives for Cutco door to door, and no shade to either of those guys or girls who are doing that, but they're not really maximizing their abilities. There are not a lot of hard workers who actively try to course correct as they're working hard. There are a lot of people who try to find shortcuts and try to find, market imbalances or course corrections without putting in the work. And there are a lot of people who work hard without course correcting. But if you can combine those two, success is inevitable. If you do what I talked to you about in video number 2 and you take massive action and you combine that with what we're talking about here in course correction, you will be successful. You just can't try everything and fail at everything. There's the famous quote by Thomas Edison about how he didn't invent the light bulb. He instead found 10,000 ways not to invent it. That is the idea of course correction and massive action. If you keep trying things, if you stay creative and you keep working hard, you will be successful. We also went over my 3 favorite ways to course correct, which are testing and tracking, doing the opposite, or the George Costanza, and number 3, continuing education. This really will help you to be able to course correct and get the massive success you really want. All right, in our next video, our journey is going to come to an end. In the final video of the 5 Attributes of A Players series, I'm going to break down how A players take care of themselves. In order to be an A player, you need to be at the top of your game mentally, physically, and emotionally. So definitely check that out, and be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, give us a like, and leave a comment, even just telling us that you enjoyed the videos, even telling me you didn't enjoy the videos, or obviously if you have any questions about anything I've talked about through these 4 videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon to wrap up the 5 Attributes of A Players.